Hello, everybody. Just me and you. Everybody's gone home. It's Friday. I should have gone home hours ago, but we're still building. I'm going to flick you around and show you the improvements we have made. I would say we got about 90% of the work done, which means it's not a problem. Next year, we can do 10% of it while we flip into the workshop. And 2026 is a massive workshop year for us. Absolutely huge, because we've got to get that back to where we used to have it once upon a time. So this has to be done though. So now let's show you what we've been doing and what improvements we're going to continue to do in 2026. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Right. So now when you walk into our shop, see there's a wall to the side. So you walk in the shop, and I used to have loads and loads of cases here and all down here, and they basically were too many. They were in the way. So we've cleared them. So all we have here now is if kits come straight in, because if I flip you around, look, here's our front door, shunk in you come, and then deliveries straight in, collections, that's being collected tomorrow or Monday, sorry. So these then are just a small area, took all the bags away, small area, so when you walk in, it's either much wider or for a short period of time, there'll be boxes there, deliveries and collections and so on. But what it means is this area here, which was always a problem because I had a display unit at this point. That's going on tomorrow. Just this whole area and this section, so there and there and around here was always cluttered. We could never get rid of it. But now, as you walk in, you see the whole shop. We got the lights at the very top now, look, starting to be put in. You've got all the hardware down here, the kits and so on. Look, the BDC, I found somewhere to put our marching snares. Now, when I say 90%, you see, this is the thing. They're not meant to be flat. Sorry about my finger moving things out of focus for you. But we got one on a stand. We're going to put some extra coloured lights in here, as well as the white cool lights that we've got. But the two snares at the back there then will come sort of to about there where my hand is, and then these will just come up a tiny amount. So they staged and they look really sweet and pretty then. A little bit more lighting just along the front. So that's an improvement. I think that's where the marching snares will always be then. Just stepping that display will make it better. Improved there, look, we've got a bit of lighting underneath to come down and then shine on the kit there. So that's much better. So if I drag you back here, you can see the whole stand now. So much prettier. Now, this is all bits and bobs that I got to tidy up. If I flick you around, this used to be always cluttered as well. As I mentioned, this zone, this area is our toilets here for customers. But now we've tidied up. So what you've got is just like our hoovers and our carpet cleaners and all the bits and the bobs, disinfectants and that. But a small area for small packages with our little weigh-in machines and so on, so that we can get our parcels out every day, because more and more, especially smaller packets, snare drums and that type of thing are going out online. So the online shopping side of it, if I come this side again, look, you can see that this is much clearer overall. So where have all these bags gone? We had hundreds of the blooming things. So we've kept the bass drums there. This will be a strip purely for snare drum cases. And this zone is going to be just dotted on cymbal cases, just on there. So they are the most popular things. And then what we did is we completely gutted the top up there, and we put all the cases on. And there are so many cases, just like our cymbals and snares, just didn't realize over the years as they've been put up there out of the way that we have collected. Some of these are full of cases inside the cases, and there's loads more behind there. But it looks, if I bring you back here, it just looks much cleaner. They're up out of the way over the top of the toilet. So we're going to photograph them all, and you've got loads of cases in, £5, £10, £20, depending on the cases. Lots of cheap cases. We're going to shove them all on the Tinternet, on the old website in the new year. Dead easy, simple photographs, and out and bang, gone. And that's them. So let's flick you back around again. We've got new stock of drum heads in, so there's plenty of drum heads for everybody. You can see a little bit of red lighting around there. The kit's up over the top, look really pretty. And the same down here. Now, look at this. So the kits are along here now. That sign has got to go up. But when we come here, look, the whole way that the display looks is so much prettier. We got some things to come down the side on there. I'm going to put some frames up on that side of it, and then these are all going to be adjusted. I mentioned in one of my photographs, we love these new prongs from EMD Music. They're just the right angle, so we're going to buy more of them, and we're going to put that angle right the way through the whole setup here. So loads more cymbals. As I said, look, there's 4 or 5 packs here that have got to be processed, plus there, all for the new year now. Flick you around. So because I'm going to run out of room with the cymbal stands, we've decided we've put a couple on our pillars. So this pillar and this pillar will have the cymbals on there, and then the electric kits will sit behind. That's going tomorrow. This one went today, so that's just for 2026 to sort some things out, and we'll move our electric drums then in between the cymbals there. More lighting gone underneath. That's just for boxes, so that won't be lit. And then we come to the display and snare wall. Again, at the back of the shop, loads of gaps now, and there's more gaps to come before we completely finish. So we thought we'd put a couple of these types of kits. There's one there, that one is as soon as we come back in as well. Just dot in these kits along here so that the parents can see the display of the kit. I can't set them completely up on displays because they take up so much room, so we'll just trim them along that wall, which then allows us, sorry about the gaps again, look, because people have been collecting loads of gaps, then that allows us to again put our kits on stand-up displays. I like them like that. I think they look pretty like that. Shell pack and shell pack. So when we come back in January, these will be refilled with shell packs. But there's a lot of gaps, guys. A lot of gaps. Museum pieces up there. You've got the copper Yamaha that we painted once. And there's a chrome Premier, an old Pearl Export up there with the massive 80s Toms, Simmons kit, and a Premier up there as well, 26-inch bass drum. So that'll stay. And we've got the lights on, so it makes it look prettier. A day's work sorting out that room, and then all we got to do is to finalize all the rest of the merchandise. But that will happen in the new year. Lights are going underneath here again, ready. We got the clothing rack, but the lights all underneath. More lights we've just put along the top there, so that it lights that up. And then there's going to be the coloured rope lights all the way along. This is just a tidy up. So we're nearly there with that. And again, tidy up along here. This is much better. And now we are working on the percussion sort of bits and bobs, you know, all of this with a little bit of rope around there, look, in red. We could have just tacked that in. So it's now down to lots of small little details, unboxing, bits and bobs, working out where's best to put them. All the drum pedals along here, and the hi-hats and the stands all along there. And everyone likes this because you can just have a little peep in there, second-hand and new, and away to go. So much, much cleaner in here. Drum rugs, much cleaner, but there's also an awful lot to do to try and maximize the room out with everything. So we're going to be doing just little trims like this, little cage trims, so we can put merchandise down there, down each section and so on, because there's lots of merchandise in here, like all the snares, snare wires and all sorts we haven't been able to put out yet. Practice pads, loads of them, and sticks. We're going to just fill that up in the new year. And again, just parts, slap cats and so on, moon gels, finding out all the little pigeonholes. So as I said, about 95% of the way there, but we've got a bit of work to do when we return. But it's clean. I love it because it's clean and it's spacious and nice. Okay, take care. I'll say a thank you tomorrow when I'm popping in. I'll give you a little video to say thanks very much. But take care. Good night. See you soon. It's late on a Friday. It is relentless here. Relentless. Ciao. Ciao.